Trigger warning, there is DV mentioned in the story time. Also, I'm going to speak very quickly because there's a lot of details and I don't want this to be a two-parter. Let's get into it. Now, I was in a 7-year relationship that ended very, very bad. I have a 13-part story time about that. It's bananas. Now, I'm healing from that situation. I'm like 2 or 3 years out from it, and I decide I want to start dating again. I get on Hinge. I meet this man who is from I think Kansas or Kentucky, black cowboy from the country. Think Taylor without the money, the locks, or the arch in his back. Now, we get to dating. I'm taking it slow. I just got out of a really crazy situation with a man that stalked me for a year after we broke up. And I just don't trust men. So we decide that we're going to take it slow. It's about a month and a half in. He invites me out to a party that his friend is throwing. I go to the party. I meet all of his friends. It was a really cute time. We're holding hands the entire time. He's taking care of me. It was real sweet. I decide I'm going to let him crack. Because at that point in time, I thought he deserved. I take him home with me. I'm lit. I'm litter than lit at this point. We get to getting it. 10 minutes in, I get mine. I roll over, fall asleep accidentally. I said, give me a minute because the room was spinning. That minute turned into REM sleep. Now, I start feeling this. I wake up. I turn over. It's him. All he says to me is, am I a fucking piece of meat? Whoa, it's a lot of aggression. It's a lot of aggression. I'm like confused because I'm asleep and it's a lot going on. Mans gets so mad that he takes all of his clothes, puts his shit back on, and leaves. Whoa, I go to sleep. I have work in the morning. I wake up, go to work the next day. I'm at my desk. I'm starting to feel bad. I go ahead and I start texting him. And I'm like, yo, my bad. Because I understand what it could feel like to feel like you're being used, especially in those circumstances. I'm not apologizing for not allowing you to coerce me because fuck you. But I will apologize if it was read in the wrong way. He in turn apologizes to me as well. And he was like, my bad. I didn't mean to snap on you. Honestly, it was the liquor, whatever. He's like, let's try it again. How about you come over to my place tonight? Cause I'm always going to your spot and I'll cook us dinner. And then you can spend the night and we'll wake up in the morning and do something real cute. Cool. I go home after work so I can pack me an overnight bag. I'm talking to one of my roommates and she's like my bestie. So we're chatting about it. And I tell her I'm starting to feel kind of weird. She is fully informed of what I just came out of. So she's like, you're probably just triggered about that situation. But she met the man before. She's like, he's a really nice guy. I don't think he's going to do you dirty. Girl, just go. Have a good time. So I'm like, all right, cool. I still feel weird about it, though. I get in my car. I get to driving. He's like an hour and 10 minutes outside of LA. Fucking bananas. Just far. But he said he liked it that way because it reminded him of home. He lived in a part of the valley where there was horses and cows and stuff. On my drive there, I'm talking to another one of my homegirls, right? And I'm giving her the 411. I'm telling her how I feel. She basically gave me the same advice that my bestie gave me. But she was like, if anything, I have your location and all you got to do is text me SOS or whatever. And I will blow your phone up until you answer and I'll make up some shit that you got to leave right now. She was like, I'll pretend like I'm your family or whatever the case may be. So I was like, period. Thank you so much. I love you. I love women. I got my heart. So, I get there. It is in the cut. It's in the middle of nowhere. I park. He lives in a back house behind this big ass ranch kind of house, right? And he meets me out front because I didn't just want to walk on these people's property. When he walks up to me, y'all, I swear he smelled like a bottle of Cabernet. The man smelled like a Catholic church on Easter Sunday. He literally was, I don't know, it was coming from his pores, just red wine. Drunk, stumbling. I was like, how in the fuck? It's 6 p.m. So I'm like, are you good? And he's like, yeah, my bad. I just drank. I ended up drinking the bottle accidentally waiting on you to get here. I got here on time. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. So he's like, there's a country store down the road. Let's just walk there real quick, get another bottle, and head back. I said, all right. As we're walking there, I realized I still got my big ass bag, my overnight bag, and my purse. You ain't asked to hold not one of them. Now I'm in a mood. We walking back from the store. He got the bottle of wine. I still got my 2 bags. I say something, and I know that I said it with an attitude because what? So we're already starting off on a bad foot. We get inside his house. And I noticed the entire apartment smells like a vanilla candle and it don't smell like food. So I say, hey, I'm hungry. Where's the food? He goes, my bad, I ate already. The fuck are you talking about? Now I'm pissed. He goes, don't worry though, I got you. Pulls out a frozen pizza, pops it in the oven. Now I'm livid. Sorry y'all, somebody called. I'm very upset because not only did you get a pizza, you got a meat lover's pizza. At this time, I was fully vegetarian. I can't even eat that shit. He said, I'll pick the pepperonis off. What? So I'm texting my homegirl the whole time, SOS. Like, girl, I can't do this. He looks at me and he's like, I can't believe you're texting. Like, I thought you were here for me and we're supposed to be hanging out and getting to know each other and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe I'm still trying to rationalize. And I'm like, maybe it's me. I'm tripping. So I notice he has a guitar. I bring it up. He's like, yo, let me play you something. He goes to look for his guitar pick, can't find it, throws a tantrum like a 10-year-old whose PlayStation won't work. Just like, and I'm like, yo, you're actually out of your mind. He realizes that he probably left his pick in his car. So he said, I'm gonna go to the car real quick. I'll be right back. As soon as he leaves, I call my friend immediately. And I'm like, yo, this man is bugging. I explain the situation. She's like, get out of there. As soon as I'm about to tell her, like, yeah, I'm finna leave right now, he walks back in. I make up some excuse. I'm like, yes, I'll make sure to have that memo on your desk first thing Monday morning. Hang up the phone. Because I don't need you to know that I'm talking to my friend. I'm calling SOS. So he walks in, and even with him hearing that and him assuming that it's a work call, he still loses on me. He's like, he loses it on me. God damn, I can't speak. He loses it on me. So he's like, I can't believe you. You come all the way over here. It's supposed to be about us having a good time. And you over here texting on your phone. You calling people on your phone. You doing this, you doing that. What about me? What about me? And I said, you know what? Fuck you. I gotta go. I start packing my shit and I'm like, yo, you're bugging. I don't feel safe. I don't feel comfortable. I gotta get the fuck up out of here. He goes, blocks the door, says you're not going anywhere. What? Jeepers creepers. Now I'm scared. The fuck are you on? So I'm like, yes, I am. And the inner New York in me starts bucking up because now I'm like, I gotta fight you. As soon as I'm like about to, he starts bawling, crying, y'all. I'm not even joking, no exaggeration. Bawling, crying, weeping. He goes, you're not gonna leave me. Everybody leaves me. I don't understand. Every bitch leaves me. Everybody leaves me. He just kept on repeating it. I'm shooketh, okay? Jaw on the ground, flabbergasted. I don't know what to do. At this point in time, it's a horror film. So I decide I'm gonna finesse because I know coming at that with more aggression is not going to end well. So I'm like, no, it's not you, it's me. I'm about to start my period probably. I'm still hungover from last night. Like, I'm sorry. I should have came here with better energy. Like, let's just do this again tomorrow. I just want to go home. I want to sleep in my own bed. He buys it. He opens the door and he says he's going to let me, he's going to walk me to my car. Cool. As we're walking to the car, he's still crying. He stops me at one point, lifts my chin like this, and then looks me dead in my eye, takes my other hand, wipes his tear with it, kisses it, and then kisses me. Whoa, buddy. I'm not making it out of here. And I'm in the middle of nowhere, y'all. I start praying to God, and I'm just like, yo, I can't die like this. This can't be it. This can't be it. We get to my car. And I put my shit in the back seat. I go to open up the front door so I could get into the car, and flips again, slams my door shut, says, you're not fucking going nowhere. I immediately grab my phone, call my friend, and I say, you got my location. His name is, say his whole government name, and I say, call the fucking cops right now. And he's like, no, wait. And I say, get the fuck out of my way, or the police gonna be here right now. He gets out of my way. I get in the car, I block him on everything. Never speak to the man again. Months later, y'all, I get a DM from this girl because I had a podcast with my bestie at the time, and I waited a while to talk about the situation, but then I finally did. I get a DM from this girl, and the girl literally goes, hey, did you used to date so-and-so? If so, I really need to talk to you. My interest is piqued. I respond, and I'm like, I wouldn't say I dated him, but like, the man is bananas. Like, stay away from him. And she's like, I wish I knew ahead of time. She said he would talk about me all the time and told her that he used to date me and that I was the baddest bitch ever and that she don't compare to me and all this shit. And then she sends me 10 pictures, y'all. 10 images. They dated for 2 months. She says, I'm filing a case because look what he did to me, y'all. She was bruised up from her ankles to her forehead. The man, like, beat her down. Oh my God, y'all, trust your gut when you feel some shit. I literally apologized to her, and I know I didn't do anything, but I felt so bad. Y'all, some men are actually...
If breaking up with your partner breaks your trust in other people, you never were actually in love with your partner. That is attachment.
Here's the story time on how I found out that one of my closest friends was sending booty pics to my brother. Okay, so before we start off, I've had this account for a while, and I haven't posted anything, and I don't follow it. Nobody's ever followed this account, people that I know. So that means nobody's gonna find this, and people aren't gonna know. And it also means that I can tell stories about people that I know without them finding out. So why not start off with the one about how I found out that one of my closest friends was sending booty pics to my brother. So for some context, I have known this girl since, we'll call her Emiliana. I've known her since 8th grade. We went to the same middle school, like all 3 years, but I didn't know her until 8th grade because we had classes together and we had like the same friends. Not the same friend group, but like my friends were her friends and her friends were like, I knew them and I was cool with them. Yeah. So we didn't really get close until this year, my 9th grade year. And this was because we had the same biology class. Bro, if somebody finds this, like people that I know, they're gonna know what I'm talking about. Because I've only had one friend that sent booty pics. But anyways, so at my high school, I am not popular at all. All of my friends from middle school were zoned for a different high school. So I don't go to the same high school as them. And that left me coming into freshman year with one friend. And when I walked into biology class, I saw the Emiliana girl. And I was like, oh, like, I know her, she's cool, we have friends in common, like we can be friends. And whenever my biology teacher would be like, oh, get into groups, it would always be a group of 4, and me and her would group together with 2 other girls that also went to middle school. But yeah, so in biology, it was always like partner work, and during partner work, like just our whole table would talk about anything. And me and Emily really got along because we could relate to each other, I guess. And she would always tell me about the guys that are hitting her up, like her new, like, guys that she was talking to. And at the time, I really liked one guy, so I would tell her about him. So we were always just talking to each other back and forth about that, and I guess that's what got us close, like we really got close. But yeah, moral of the story is we got really close. And one day, it was around Halloween time, and I remember I literally went to Taco Bell after trick-or-treating, bro. And I went to Taco Bell, and I was with my brother, and I told him, and I was like, because a guy that Emiliana used to talk to walked in. And I pointed, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I know, my friend used to talk to that guy. And my brother was like, which friend? So I pulled up her Instagram, and I showed her, and I don't know if you remember the user, the whatever. And then he went and looked her up, but I don't know. The point is that he ended up following her on Instagram, and after Thanksgiving, Halloween weekend, Emiliana walks into biology class, and she was like, Ari, like, why is your brother requesting me on Instagram? And I was like, I don't know, like, I don't know, like, just decline his request. But no, why would we do that? Let's accept it! So she accepted it. And I remember, like, she would be showing me their conversations, and literally, it wasn't anything like, it was kind of flirty. I remember he was telling her about, like, I don't know, it was like, I remember they were talking about, like, politics, and he was like, I like it when a girl's educated on politics. She's 14. But yeah, so that was how he ended up finding her Instagram, I'm pretty sure. And after that, I remember she only showed me 2 of their conversations. I don't know if any more happened, I don't know if that was all that happened, but as far as I knew, the conversation about that and then another conversation about a song was all that they had talked about. So it was around, like, I remember it was Christmas break, and Emily told me of like a couple weeks, 2 weeks before she moved, that she was moving over Christmas break. And I was like, my science buddy. But yeah, so she ends up moving. And after that, we actually stayed close even after she moved. We got close that year, and then we stayed close even after she moved. Which, she moved, granted, she only moved like 2 hours away, but still, like, I wouldn't have expected, if we're not seeing each other and all that, like, I didn't expect me and her to stay close, especially because we were such new friends. But yeah. And keep in mind, like, it was always her reaching out to me. I think the reason that we stayed so close is because she was always texting me and, like, telling me, like, things that was happening over there where she was, and I'll give her updates on me and what was happening where I am. But yeah, she ends up moving. And throughout the time that she moved, I did not know that her and my brother were still talking. I didn't know any of that. But come, like, end of January, I ended up finding out. So I said earlier how me and the Emiliana girl have a lot of friends in common. And one of these friends, we'll call her Charlotte. I've been close to Charlotte since, like, 8th grade because we had this one business class together. So me and Charlotte have been close. We weren't that close, but we got closer this year. And that was because we had ACE journal paper together. And she sat right next to me. So one day I walked into my ACE journal paper class. I sat down next to Charlotte, and I told her, and I was like, ooh, like, something happened yesterday. Or something happened over the weekend, I think. I'm pretty sure it was a Monday. And I walk in, and I was like, oh, like, something happened the other day, and I want to tell you about it. And she's like, okay, I have something to tell you too. And I was like, oh, like, what about? And she's like, it's not bad, don't worry. And I didn't worry. But yeah, so I told her what happened with me, and then she told me, and she was like, oh, like, don't say nothing, like, don't act on anything. And I was like, okay, I won't, like, I'm not gonna tell anybody, I won't say anything, because I didn't think that she was gonna proceed to tell me that my friend has sent photos of her hoo-ha to my brother. But of course, that was the next thing that came out of her mouth. And she told me And I was like, wow, great. But yeah, so she told me, she was like, oh, like I was talking to Emiliana the other day, and she was telling me about how she ended up sending to your brother and how he sent to her. And she told me that she was like laughing about it and like joking about it, and my friend Charlotte, that's what we're calling her, right? Charlotte was like, oh, like, that's not funny. Like, that's kind of interesting, actually. So, yeah. And keep in mind, Charlotte said that she wouldn't tell anything to me, but she told me, she was like, because she has an older brother, and she was like, if anybody ever did that with my older brother, I would want to be told. And I think that it's really messed up that she did that. And I was like, yeah, it is. And honestly, I did feel really bad about it for like a good 3 weeks after. Like, yeah, I've ended up forgiving her because like I need to move on, but it hurt. Like we got really close. Like, I told her like personal things, and then she went and she did that. Like, you're kind of weird, bro. But it's whatever. So I told her, and I was like, well, I don't want to be friends with her after this. Like, why would I be friends with her? Like, it's not. So I ended up like removing her off of stuff, and that was that. And Charlotte was like, well, I told her I wasn't gonna say anything, and now she's gonna think that I said something. And I was like, okay, then let's come up with something that we'll just tell her that something happened. And we agreed, and we're like, okay, we'll tell her that I didn't tell you, but you ended up finding out, that I ended up telling Charlotte that I found out. And we're like, okay, that's what we'll go with. So that's what we ended up going with, and yeah. And I'm pretty sure that we haven't talked since. We haven't talked. But now that I think about it, like, there's a lot of stories that come from this one, like, a lot. But let me know if y'all want to hear about those. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, like, we haven't talked since. I'm pretty sure she thinks that I still hate her and all that, but yeah, I don't. And also, I want to make it very clear that I did make it clear to her that I didn't like that she was texting my brother. I told her multiple times that it made me uncomfortable, and I even asked for her to remove him like 3 times. Cause like, why do you need to be talking to my brother? Like, my best friends, I have like 3. None of them follow my brother. They don't follow him. They don't have him added on anything. Like, why? Why do you need to do that? But yeah. So that is the story time on how I found out that one of my closest friends was sending booty pics to my brother.
The reason most couples argue is because you guys are both making your own assumptions about what the other person's thinking, their intentions. Oh, you probably did this because you didn't care about me. I'm gonna be honest, that's very unreasonable. Assuming that your partner has malicious motives to hurt your heart sounds like the perfect formula for you to continue your avoidant behavior, for you to choose to protect yourself, defend yourself, not be a part of this relationship.
Imagínate crecer con un papá que es un gorila. Mi padre tiene el récord del monólogo más largo en México, y mi padre se volvió un gorila. Entonces yo crecí con un chango en mi casa. Claro, no, es que es verdad. Y ver a tu papá, o sea, no es como que vas con tu papá a la oficina o lo ves trabajando de que en la computadora, o mi papá es abogado y entonces las leyes y me regañan. No, aquí era de que mi papá es un gorila, y dudar si tu padre es un animal o no, y entonces si yo quiero hacer eso, y entonces todo es un drama. Desde mi papá tiene una historia, es que todo, ¿sabes? Como mi papá tiene una historia muy buena, que estaba peleando en el coche, y yo me acuerdo que yo iba con él, y él iba a ser el driver. Eso es lo que pasa cuando vives en 2 lugares.
¿Quién iba conduciendo?
Y el chofer, conductor.
El que estaba conduciendo el coche.
Y el que estaba conduciendo el coche de adelante se bajó a pelearse con mi papá, y mi papá, o sea, les juro, se volvió otra persona. Quiero decir, entró en personaje, y me acuerdo que hizo así, como si cortara cartucho. Y yo creo que el taxista o el que lo iba manejando dijo, mierda, y agarró, y yo le vi la cara de susto y se regresó a su coche. Y mi padre no tenía una pistola. Mi padre... íbamos por un helado.
Unhinged story time from one of my followers, not me. I went on a picnic date. Not with a boy, with my friends. It could have been worse, let's just say that. I was on a picnic date with my friends. The Prosecco was popping. It was great. Everything was good. My tummy started feeling dodgy, but it was fine. I carried on eating. It was all good. However, we had lots of sandwiches, one of them being prawn and mayos, which had been sitting out in the sun all day. Drinks were flowing. I was hungry. At this point in time, I absolutely did not care that they had been bathing in the sun and probably contracting salmonella as we were speaking. I ate one. Within 2 hours, my belly was going. I was thinking, that doesn't feel great, but I didn't feel sick. Not that end, let's just say. Can I just say as well, we were in the middle of a field. We were not near anywhere that we could have gone to the toilet. We got dropped off to this place, this park, by a taxi. The only place that was closed was a village hall, which was closed. So yeah, my belly started going, wasn't feeling good. I was wearing a skirt, I was wearing a little top. I shit myself. I shit my pants. And the only thing I had was napkins, but I shit my pants. Yeah, I have not actually spoke to anybody that was on that picnic since. Don't know what else to say.